But they've always hated Clarence Thomas. He refutes the narrative. So do you, so do I. These are proud black men who do not believe that America is systemically racist.
This video is brought to you by Prison Fellowship Academy. Prison Fellowship Academy, my friends at the nonprofit, are doing such a tremendous work, innovating every single day, reaching men and women who are incarcerated in our prisons all around the country. They use biblical teaching and the transformation of God's love to help people who are incarcerated become better versions of themselves, become better fathers, mothers, workers. People, when they get out, they become something special. And I want you guys to know more about Prison Fellowship Academy. I talk about them every single day on my radio show. I want my cousin to be a part of the Prison Fellowship Academy so he can, find Christ and come home and be a whole person. If you want to know more about Prison Fellowship Academy, go to my website, theofficertatum.com, click on the banner at the very top. And also with that, you can get a 14-day free devotional written by actual prisoners who have been blessed by the Prison Fellowship Academy. Like and subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live and make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. But I have the sage from South Central, Larry Elder, is joining me. Welcome to the show, Larry Elder.
Brandon, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
So there's a few subjects that I want to talk about. I was going to start out with O.J. Simpson, but I think that's too hot for the audience now. We'll get to O.J., but I want to hear from you, Larry, about your.
Always nice to hear what kind of comments O.J. Simpson has. what does Jussie Smollett think?
Right, exactly. Probably the two least people with credibility on planet Earth. But I wanted to talk something a little more serious because I wanted to bring you on to talk about what's happening to Clarence Thomas, because I think the all-out racist attack on Clarence Thomas is despicable. And I wanted to hear your thoughts, Larry, on what they're doing to such an honorable, intelligent, great, respected man now that Roe v. Wade has been overturned.
Well, it isn't just Roe v. Wade, although that's the latest reason that they're jumping up and down about Clarence Thomas. But they've always hated Clarence Thomas. He refutes the narrative. So do you, so do I. These are proud black men who do not believe that America is systemically racist, do not believe it's a major problem facing America anymore, and it refutes the whole left-wing narrative. The whole left-wing narrative is that America is full of racism. We need to have things like critical race theory, and all sorts of special handouts and privileges for black people because they won't be able to navigate through America because America has so many white racists in it. So somebody like Clarence Thomas is a direct threat. And so after this case comes down, and by the way, he's not even the one that wrote the majority of the decision. It was Alito who wrote it. But he's the one getting all the flack. Go online, and you're finding progressive literally calling for his assassination and calling him a coon and calling him an Uncle Tom. I mean, it's pretty stunning. And as you know, during my race for California, a columnist named Erica D. Smith, we're going to talk about her later on, she referred to me as the black face of white supremacy. Subheadline, you've been warned, because I break the narrative. The narrative is that we are oppressed. The narrative is that the police are out gunning us down. The narrative is that the number one fear in America are white supremacists armed with guns tracking down black people. And it's nonsense. So we are really, really threatening to the left power base. That's why they have to malign people like Clarence Thomas with all of these nasty names.
Larry, that makes incredible sense. It's funny because I was thinking something different, but you make an incredible point, is the fact that he's such a threat to their ideology. If they can convince black people that there's no black person on planet Earth that believe in the things that the Republican Party espouse, then they can win. But when you have a black man, and just by chance someone looks up Clarence Thomas, they look at his past, they look at where he came from, they look at the diversity of thought and the fact that he's changed courses over the course of his life, and that maybe, just maybe, a young black man will grow up and be inspired by him and realize that the Democrat Party has no value.
And that is why these people don't come on shows like yours and like mine and debate us. I've had that show for 30 years. Jesse Jackson would not come on. I've asked him over 100 times. Maxine Waters would not come on. Al Sharpton would not come on. Louis Farrakhan would not come on. If they're so right, if their arguments are so persuasive, why would you come on my show and debate them? But they won't, because they know they're weak. They'll be exposed for the frauds that they are. It's all about power. And if you have to malign America and say America is systemically racist in order to keep Democrats in power, so be it. It's absolutely outrageous, and it doesn't advance the cause. What these kids need is hope. What these kids need to be told is that everything in life, no matter how bad you are, no matter what your circumstances are, is about choices. You make good choices, and you're going to end up with a good result. You make bad choices, and you're encouraged to make bad choices by these so-called black leaders telling you that you're a victim, your life is not going to be as rich and fulfilled. The idea is to realize your God-given potential, and these people are undermining that. They're a cancer. They're an absolute cancer on this country.
I couldn't agree with you more, not just because you're probably one of the most brilliant men that I know, because you're just speaking facts. You know, I've experienced that. You and I come from two different generations, and I have experienced it firsthand, you know, that they want us to be victims. They want us to walk around with our heads down and for us not to live the American dream. I don't see why there's any reason whatsoever on planet Earth that a young black man in America can't pull himself up by his bootstraps, no matter what the circumstances are, and do something well with his life. Nobody's forcing you to have a premarital sex with people that you don't like, and you have kids out of wedlock. Nobody's telling you to push drugs in the black community. Nobody's telling you to have a illegal firearm running around throwing up gang signs. That's a choice that you make, and people can always change.
You know, Brandon, I'm on a commission called the Social Status of Black Men and Boys. It was set up by Congress a couple of years ago, and Donald Trump appointed me as a commissioner. So yesterday I'm on a Zoom call with two of my other fellow commissioners, one of whom worked for the Obama administration, and we're talking about the plight of black men and black boys. And the Obama guy said, well, we need to spend more money. We need to have more resources. We need to invest more in education. I said, excuse me, penalty flag. We're spending more money K through 12 than we've ever spent before. I'm out here in California, and the spending is pegged to the growth of the GDP. So when California, the budget grows, the percentage of money they spend on education grows. We're now spending about $20,000 per student here in California with crappy results. In Baltimore, there are 13 public high schools where 0% of the kids, Brandon, 0% can do math at grade level, but they're spending more money than ever before. So don't give me that. It's not about the resources. It's about whether or not you are willing to invest in yourself and embrace education, and all too often that's not happening because there isn't a father in the home to demand that they do this kind of thing.
That is, I couldn't say it any better, ladies and gentlemen. Larry Elder is telling the truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God. I really wish that the message would be explained. You know, Larry, do you think that we're improving here as far as our country and the rhetoric getting to the inner city communities? Because I'm often questioning, like, is it getting through the minds of young people? Because when we talk, they come and criticize us and they paint us as Uncle Toms, and it's hard to get the message out.
Well, it's all about telling the truth, and now about 20% of black men voted for Donald Trump in 2016, the highest ever, and you're finding a declining numbers regarding Joe Biden because of crime, because of inflation, because of the price of gas. So I think there is there's some signs of hope that maybe, just maybe, some people need to rethink their assumptions. So I'm hopeful. We just got to keep telling the truth, Brandon. I was giving a speech one time. And as you know, frequently I'm invited by Republican clubs, and almost invariably just a handful of blacks are there. So I'm giving a talk, and there's a black guy standing in the back, big guy. His arms are folded, and he's shaking his head left to right when I'm making a point. This guy's going to kill me. So the speech is over. The guy comes up, and he says, I am mad. Not at you. I'm mad at myself. I thought I was on top of things. I had no idea that there was a 50% inner city dropout rate. I had no idea that regarding interracial, black-white violent crime, not homicide, 85% black perp and white victim, only 15% the other way around. I had no idea that 70% of black kids entered the world without a father married to the mother, up from 25% in 1965. Thank you so much for enlightening me. I need to do a better job of educating myself, and he walked away. So people want the truth. Malcolm X once said, I'm for the truth no matter who's telling it. Tell the truth. Sooner or later, they'll get it.
Hey, man, you guys are listening to Larry Elder, the sage of South Central.